Hi, everybody. I just wanted to take a moment and talk about VIPKID. Today is my 100th day with the company. I'm very excited about that. And I wanted to make a video because every time I post anything about VIPKID, I always get questions or comments or personal messages sent to me about what I do. And so I thought I'd make a video with a little description about what VIPKID is, and then I'm going to go over some pros and cons about the company in my experience. Um, so VIPKID is a company that is based in China, and it is completely online, and it allows teachers to teach students in China how to speak English. And the classes are one-on-one, so it's one teacher and one student, and they're 30 minutes long. They're actually 25 minutes long, but then you have to take a couple minutes to type a little bit of feedback. So it ends up being about 30 minutes worth of work for each class. And again, this is my 100th day with the company, so I'm super excited about that. So I'm going to go over some pros and cons, and these should basically cover all the questions that I've gotten because I kind of get the same questions over and over. So I'm going to start with the pros, and I've narrowed it down to 4 pros that that I love about working for VIPKID. The first one is that VIPKID is completely online and it allows me to work from home. And if it wasn't a work from home job, then I wouldn't be able to do it because I'm a stay-at-home mom and our family, we've committed to that. So because I can work from home, that's why I'm able to work with VIPKID. And I don't have a commute in the morning, which is amazing because for anybody that's ever worked outside of the home, which is probably everybody that's ever had a job, you know that you have to factor in the time that it takes you to get to work. You're putting miles on your car, you're putting gas in your car, and all of that adds up. If you have a 30-minute commute to work, then you're spending an hour a day in the car, and then you're spending at least 5 hours a week in the car, and all of that adds up, and that puts extra strain on your car, and you're spending gas money. And I don't have any of that. My commute is literally 5 steps from my bed to my desk, which is right here. So I wake up and I get ready, and I'm just ready to go right then. And I teach while my kids are asleep. Some teachers teach while their kids are awake. Mine are just a little bit too young for that, so I either teach at night or in the morning while they're still sleeping. So that is the number one thing that I love about VIPKID, is that it's completely online and I can do it from home. The second thing I love about VIPKID is the money is actually really good. I get a lot of people asking me, is the money really worth it? And I'll kind of explain how the money works. The range is anywhere from $18 an hour to $22 an hour, and I make pretty much exactly right in the middle of that. I make $20 an hour. And the way that VIPKID kind of breaks it down is a little bit complicated. So I'll just, but once you understand it, it's not that difficult. I get paid, my base pay is per class is $8 a class, and classes are about 30 minutes. So if you multiply that by 2, that's $16 an hour. But there's all these added little incentives that VIPKID gives, and automatically right off the bat, if I teach a class and complete it and do everything I'm supposed to and I show up on time, they automatically give me an extra dollar per class. So that now makes it $9 per class, which is $18 an hour. And then if an entire month of time, if I teach 45 classes, which is 22 and a half hours, which is not that much, and it's very easy to do that, then they give you an extra dollar per all of those classes. So now that's $10 per class, and multiply that by 2, that's $20 an hour. And if you are a teacher in Arizona, or you've been a teacher in Arizona, you know that the pay is not really that great. And I basically make what I made as a teacher in Arizona. And I have a master's degree, and I make almost exactly the same. I think when we left Arizona, I was making just over 40,000 my last year teaching there. So if you're new to teaching in Arizona or you don't have a master's degree, you might be making less than $20 an hour, honestly. Oh, and if you don't know this, whatever you make an hour, if you double that, like $20 an hour times 2 is 40. That's basically what your salary would be if you worked full time. So if I were to work full time with VIPKID, I'd be making $40,000 a year. Now I don't work full time because it's very, very part time for me, but I am making what I made as a teacher in Arizona. And it's a lot less stress and it's a lot more fun than the traditional classroom teacher. And again, I'm not paying for a commute. I don't have a drive to work every day, which is awesome. So yes, the money is good. There's other incentives built in here and there, and if you join VIPKID, you'll learn about those. But as far as the teaching goes, if you're just teaching classes, it's great money. It is really good money. The third pro is that I have total control of my schedule. I get to open up my bookings. I open them up about 2 weeks ahead of time, and I get to choose when I want to work. No one's telling me what shifts to do or when I have to get online. I get to choose that. Um, where I live in Texas, we're in Central Time Standard or Central, whatever that's called, Central Time Zone. I can start working in the evenings as early as 7:30, and I can work all the way through the night if I wanted to, and into the morning. And I think the last time slot is from 8:30 to 9 a.m. So I could technically work from 7:30 at night all the way till 9 in the morning. I don't do that. I know some teachers work all night long sometimes, but I don't do that. I work either the nights or the mornings. Right now I'm working mornings again, and then weekends I'm working in the night. But you can make this a full-time job if you wanted to. But I think it's actually really good for part-time work too. So, yep, I get to make my own schedule. And the fourth pro that I love uh, is that the kids are really super cute. They remind me of American kids. They have the same interests. They like their friends, and they want to show you, the little ones want to show you their toys, and they're really, really adorable. And I think it's awesome that they are learning another language. I really think that's cool. So, and because it's one-on-one, you can tailor your lesson right for the student you're working with. So if they're kind of struggling a little bit, you can slow down and kind of, bring the lesson right to them. So I like that too. I do like that it's one-on-one. Okay, the cons of the job. Um, there's two major cons that um, I've experienced. This is just my experience. And the first one is that the hiring process is kind of overwhelming. I was kind of stressed out and intimidated by it. I had to do quite a bit of work in order to get hired. I had to prepare a lot for my interview. And when you apply with VIPKID, when you make it to the interview phase, they interview you, and then you also have to do a mock class, and you pretend that your interviewer is a student, even though they're an adult, and you have to teach this mock class, and it's a little awkward and scary. But I had to put a lot of time and preparation to that. It's not something that I would have been able to just wing. So if you do decide to go ahead and get hired, just know you're going to have to do some work in the beginning to kind of get yourself prepared. I had to create kind of a educational background. This is all stuff I had when I was a teacher, and I just put it behind me. I had to buy a headset, and obviously you have to have a working computer and a webcam. I got this orange shirt because this is like their color. I don't think they make everybody wear orange anymore, but I just wear it because that's the company color. And then some props. I bought some props that I use, the whiteboards and some little reward systems I have. But so I did have to spend a little bit of money, and I decided that if they didn't hire me, because they do not hire everybody that applies, if they didn't hire me, I just saved all my receipts and I was just going to return what I bought. But I got hired, so I didn't have to do that. So if you apply, I would say save your receipts just in case you don't get hired, and then you can return the equipment that you bought. I spent, I don't know, anywhere between $50 and $100 before I got hired. So, and I made that back pretty much right away. So, yes, it is a little intimidating, and like just teaching through VIPKID is different than your traditional classroom because you're teaching students, you know, that don't have English as a first language. So you have to slow down your speech a lot. you can't use a lot of words. You have to use TPR, which is using your body a lot and kind of acting out words. Um, so when I start a class, I go, "Hello, my name is Teacher Kayleen. Teacher Kayleen. Teacher Kayleen. Hello, what is your name? Cindy. Hello, Cindy. It's nice to meet you." So that's kind of how I started class off. And it was really weird for me in the beginning because I'd never taught like that, but I got used to it. And yes, Ryan was in the background, kind of like, smiling at me, just thinking it's so funny. But he's used to it. My kids are used to it. They hear me talking to my students all the time now. And there's songs, and I have this puppet that I use that's adorable, and I have a microphone for when we sing songs. So anyway, it is really fun, but it is a learning curve in order to teach in this way, but it's totally doable. I do think anybody that has any experience with kids could do it. You do not have to be a teacher to teach with VIPKID. You just have to have a bachelor's degree. My friend Andrea, she has been teaching longer than I have, and she's been more successful than I have. And she was not a classroom teacher, and she is just awesome at VIPKID. So you do not have to have teaching experience, but I do think teaching experience is very helpful if you have it. The other con about VIPKID is, and this is a big one, I'm going to be very, very honest here. VIPKID does not guarantee that when you get hired, you're going to get classes booked. So you might go through all this work to get hired, and you open up your schedule and you wait, and nobody's booking classes for you. My experience, I did not have a class booked until day 6, and then I was only getting booked for trials. Trials are classes that VIPKID offers to students who haven't actually signed up yet. It's like a free trial class, like, oh, take this class, see if you like it. And I get paid as a teacher, but they don't have to pay to take it. But when you teach a trial class, it's very often that they don't show up, because they like sign up for something and then they just forget about it because they don't have to pay for it. So if you are in a trial class and they don't show up, you only get half the pay. But that's only for trial classes. If they show up, you get your full pay. So the first month and a half, I only taught trials. And when you teach a trial class too, there's no background information with the kid. You just meet a kid for the first time and, try to teach an introductory lesson and try to get them excited about the program so that they sign up. Now, if they do sign up, you get a bonus money for that. And yeah, trials are fun. I do like trials, but for the first month and a half, I didn't teach any of the regular classes. I was only teaching trials. And then finally, the second month, I got some students who booked with me, and then it kind of like just snowballed from there. Um, and I would say it's kind of like if you start a business, and let's say you're a window washer and you're the new window washer in town. Why would somebody want do business with you when they don't know you? So eventually you're going to get a customer that, goes out on a limb and tries you out, and then word of mouth, more people find out about you, you get some good reviews, some good feedback, and then people start wanting you for their, to give you their business. So that's kind of how VIPKID is. Once you've taught a couple classes and you get some good parent feedback, then parents are more comfortable booking classes with you. And now I get booked like crazy and I don't have to worry about it. And I'm definitely not the most popular teacher out there by any means, but I haven't had any problems getting bookings since then. So, but just know that in the beginning, it's a little bit hard to get things going. And that's very, very normal for new teachers. I think most people go through that. Now, Andrea got booked right away, right from the beginning, and never had any issues getting bookings. So everybody's experience is different. Mine, I had to wait a month and a half before I got like regular classes booked. So those are the two biggest cons, but I think the pros far outweigh the cons. I really loved everything about this job. And when I got hired, Ryan and I sat down, and basically our goal was that the money that I make with VIPKID, we were hoping would cover what our insurance premium is. And our insurance premium it's not really insurance premium, it's called something different because we have different insurance. But this was my goal, was to cover that share that we pay every month. and it's several $100s, and I make well more than that. So I meet that goal, and then the extra money we have on top of that in our budget, we're using to furnish our home and to decorate because we have this new house. So I'm really excited about just having the extra income to do some of the stuff that we want to do with our home and our family. So anyway, if you have any questions about any of this, please message me or comment. There is referral bonuses. That is not why I'm doing this, but I've had enough people ask me, so I thought, why not? So if you look in the comments, you'll find my link. And there is a lot. I had so many questions when I first started. I had so many questions. So it is kind of helpful to have somebody that works for VIPKID to kind of help you along. So if you want to ask me, then I would love to help you get hired with VIPKID. All right, everybody. Well, thank you. If you made it this long, awesome. And yeah, bye-bye.